G'day, my name is Ash and I'm a financial advisor with Consortium Private Wealth. In today's video, I want to utilise a bit of a real life case study. It's sort of in conjunction with clients I've been meeting with recently, and a bit of a tricky scenario where an individual transitions from an independent living unit, so a retirement village style accommodation, across to residential aged care, sort of aging in place arrangement, and some of the financial risks to be aware of. There was an expectation, and just to summarise, and without giving away any personal details here, with the expectation with the retirement village that you would be fully refunded all the money you put in, and that those funds can then be utilised to help fund some of the residential aged care costs. So just to begin with the very basics, two very different fee structures. In one scenario, there's a couple $100,000 utilised to purchase to buy into the retirement village, and on exit, it was expected that those funds, as I mentioned before, would be used to pay a couple $100,000 towards an aged care deposit. With aged care, refundable accommodation deposits, can be as high as $550,000, so it can be quite expensive. Now the trap is that in most cases with a retirement village, the bulk of the fees that you pay occur when you exit the unit, the village, your accommodation. It is very common, I've heard a number of times, that an exit fee can be as high as 30% if you've been in that village for 10 years. So the specific calculation is 3% per year to a maximum of 10 years. So, a client who's spent $200,000 going in may be left with $140,000 going out. And that doesn't take into consideration some refurbishment costs. In most cases, you may need to replace the carpet or paint the walls. So there's an extra, potentially $5,000 to $10,000 to cover those costs. So you may not have as much firepower to afford aged care, pay these big deposits as you originally anticipated. So keep that in mind if you've got a loved one or relative or yourself, you're going through the process of aging in place, your care needs increase, and you're transitioning into residential aged care. A number of strategies, and I'm sure we've covered off in different videos, and maybe some videos moving forward in ways in which we can fund aged care costs, but just keep that in mind that, moving from one facility to the other, that there's some expenses that you may not be aware of. If that situation sort of sums up someone you know or yourself, definitely speak with a qualified financial advisor who will give you the appropriate guidance and recommendations to see that transition happen as smooth as possible. Thanks for watching. I hope the information was of value.